Okay, so today we're going to talk about intervals. Um, we see we have the treble clef here, and you can see I have a C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And all an interval is how far away the two notes are from each other. And we count the beginning note and the end note also, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute here. So if I have C and then another C, now remember, it's a C because of the location. I used a different shape note. That's okay. But these notes aren't far away from each other. It's the same exact note. So I would call that a unison. Or I could also just say it's a 1. And then I have a C and a D. So I want to count this C and I want to count this D. So this is 1, 2. And it may seem obvious, but this is a second, or let's do it this way. 2. So how far away are these notes from each other? They're 2. And this comes important later. All right, so now we have a C and an E. So I count, this is what I mean by counting the notes. I don't say this is one note away from each other because, the D is in between, so it's that one D away from each other. What I do is I count C is 1, that D would have been 2, and this would be 3. So this is a third. All right, now we have C, D, we'd have D. Well, C would be 1, D would be 2, E would be 3, F would be 4. This is a fourth. And we have C to G. C would be 1, D would be 2, E would be 3, F would be 4, G would be a fifth. I'm just trying to even out the notes, the space between the words. All right, and we have C to A. So I have C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5, A is a sixth. And we have C and B. So C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, F would be 4, G would be 5, A was 6th, and then B would be a 7th. And then we have C and C again. Well, how far away are they? So C would be 1, D would be 2, E would be 3, F would be 4, G would be 5, A would be 6, B was 7, and then C would be 8. But you've probably heard in music that we give the 8 a special name. We call it an octave because that's just what we call it. Now, I could keep going. I could do C to D and it would be a ninth, a 10th, an 11th, a 12th. I can go as far as I want to go. What if I have the notes that look like this? Well, it's still the same thing. These two notes, this would be sounding a C, this would be sounding a C, it would still be a unison. This would be C, D, even though it's over here. It's one note, well, it's two notes away from each other. C would be 1, D would be 2. C would be 1, D would be 2, E would be 3. C would be 1, D would be 2, E would be 3, F would be 4. So I could actually, this whole row here, highlight everything and move it down. It counts for both of them. The only difference, so I could just move this down, we could use this, so both of these are unisons, both of these are seconds, thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, sevenths, octaves. You could say eighths, but in music we usually say octave, or you could say a 1 or a unison. So if you look, these notes are separate, which means I would play this note, and then I would play this note. Or I would play I would play a C, and then I would play another C. I would play a C, and then I would play a D. I would play a C, then I would play an E. Um, or sing. I might sing a C, and then I would sing an F. One note after the other. These are called melodic intervals. which makes sense if you think about it. The part of music that you sing is a melody, so if I'm singing one note after the other, that's what I'm doing when I'm singing a melody. I'm singing one note after the other. So these are melodic intervals. These notes would be played at the same time. So maybe two people are singing C at the same time, or one person's playing C on one instrument, another person's playing the same C on a different instrument. Or for the second, maybe somebody's playing a C, but at the same time, somebody else is playing or singing a D. Um, Somebody's playing a C, another person might be playing or singing an E at the same time as this C is being played. Well, when two notes are played at the same time, that is harmony. So these are harmonic intervals. And I know that was a really easy lesson, quite obvious, but the next lesson is going to get a little bit harder because there are certain types of intervals. So this is the quantity of intervals. How many notes did we move? The other one is going to be the quality of intervals, meaning what kind of sound do they give.